Hollywood medium Tyler Henry reveals toughest celebrity reading, very disarming for us both. The 27-year-old is kicking off a nationwide tour in 2024, in addition to a series of live streams. Tyler Henry, known to many as the Hollywood medium for his celebrity readings, has a famous name he'd like to work with. Meghan Markle would be really interesting just for the royal connection, all of what they've gone through, the cultural impact, Henry told SSN 24 News Digital. I found that one of the greatest aspects of my show, Hollywood Medium, was being able to take very recognizable figures and really look at the human elements, what makes them tick and what they fundamentally need, which I think is something we all can kind of relate to. It would be interesting to see what the Queen of England had to say, Henry added. The 27-year-old rose to fame with his spiritualist abilities after an appearance on Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2015. That led to his own reality show, Hollywood Medium with Tyler Henry, in 2016, in which he provided readings for dozens of celebrities. As Henry puts it, all his experiences are meaningful, but some do stick out more than others, like the one he did with The Goldbergs star Wendy McClendon-Covey. I was able to connect with a loved one of hers who had passed away tragically and had gone in such a way where there was a lot of shame at a time when the world was not very accepting, he recalled. He came through to her and basically just kind of owned his truth, was able to finally clear the air, and there was something so healing even decades after that. This individual who passed away in relative silence was able to kind of have a voice, and she was able to really hear that and find a sense of healing for the family that she would have never otherwise gotten. Others have proven tougher, like his reading with Boy George. What I found going into these readings was that every client had a different degree of comfortability. And some people were an open book, and others had the makeup on, kind of the war paint. And they didn't want to kind of go further. And, eventually, we were able to connect on a more human level. But it was very disarming for us both, I think, in hindsight. Henry added that the Karma Chameleon singer has reached out and things have worked out between them. I feel like sometimes readings need or take time for people to really process the magnitude, he said. The magnitude of having a connection to the afterlife is one Henry has been dealing with since childhood, when he first discovered his gift at 10 years old. I was very close with my dad's mom. She was my whole world. And she passed away kind of suddenly. I actually had a premonition of her death right before she took her last breath. And that moment was really a catalyst, Henry said. I didn't recognize that as an ability. It was just something that happened to me. But as these moments of knowingness continued about living people, I found that there was clearly something bigger going. Henry said it took a few years to fully understand what he was able to do, and during his teen years he started refining these moments he experienced. I tried to kind of make them happen at will, and before I knew it, I was reading teachers at school and making them cry. So, nobody really understood what was going on. I still don't have full context to fully understand the ability that's at work there, but it definitely made for a very interesting childhood. Henry now has a waiting list of over 600,000 people hoping to connect with loved ones, something he's striving to do through a few avenues. His Netflix series, Life After Death with Tyler Henry, allowed him to travel the country and speak with people one-on-one. Additionally, Henry has turned to the internet through The Collective, hosted on Fireside, an interactive live streaming platform founded by Mark Cuban, allowing him to expand his connections with people. I'm used to thousands in physical groups, but to be able to connect virtually allows for thousands of people to come together from all over the world, Henry explained. And there's such a beautiful exchange of cultures and ideas and experiences. And I love that aspect of the community of that. Henry noted that the community experience goes beyond readings, saying that collectively they've helped raise funds for things like gravestones for individuals who couldn't afford them. We've come in to try to help facilitate as a community ways to be able to kind of help bring some resolution and closure. So, every person has a story. There is genuine power in storytelling and honoring our truth. And you never know how your tragedy is going to help other people. The California native will also be hitting the road in 2024 with a series of live shows in which Henry admits, I never know what's going to happen. It is always so nerve-wracking, but in the best way possible because you get to see these messages live and unedited. The process is right there in front of everyone, and they can kind of decide for themselves, which I love, he explained. Henry credits his mom with his desire to use his gift to help people. She went through such an extraordinarily difficult childhood. She never allowed the darkness of her life to impede her life. And she always instilled in me the importance of being a helper in this world, because it's the helpers in this world that helped get her through her childhood when she had no mother of her own, when she was having to knock on people's front doors and beg for food, he shared. So, she has, I think, been a grounding force in my life and has kept me immensely humble and showed me the importance of why we do this work. Henry, who's had 2 TV series, 2 books, a live stream platform and a tour before the age of 30, still doesn't quite feel like he's made it in the traditional sense. I think my goal has always been to just try to help as many people as I can, and through whatever avenue that's been able to happen. I've been so blessed and so immensely thankful, he said. But I don't feel the work is ever truly done. I don't know if one ever in my case truly makes it until they've helped every single person possible. So, when I knock out that 600,000 person list, then I might feel a little bit more finalized.